our undrafted free agent series where we pick 2 of the undrafted free agents, or sometimes might be 1, and we will just have a simple conversation of would we want these guys back. Now, I'm very specific in terms of unrestricted guys because the restricted free agents, they don't have a say so. So Dwayne Haskins, we're not going to talk about him. Robert Spillane, Marcus Allen.
Oh, Haskins is restricted.
Yeah, he's restricted.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until I went and checked, and I was like, oh, he's restricted. It changes everything when you're restricted or an exclusive rights free agent, because we have those guys as well. Essentially, they don't have a say so. They don't. The team is going to get to resign them, bring them back. They control their rights. Restricted free agents, they're going to get the chance to offer them whatever they want to offer them. And unless they say, you know, we don't want you anymore, they don't have a say so. So we don't really have to spend a lot of time on those guys. But I thought you was raising your hand. He's fixing your mic. I was like, you good?
The mic. Yep.
But today we want to start with Joe Haden and Chuks Okorafor. First with Joe Haden. Now, he's coming off of a season where he played, you know, he had moments where he looked good, and then he had moments where he struggled, obviously, you know, down the stretch a little bit, had some health stuff as well, but he got paid with $11 million, I think it was this year.
Yep. 11.2.
So starting with him, has he done enough to bring him back? Because I know it was kind of mixed reviews of, is it a foregone conclusion? But then he went to social media and essentially was telling the fans like, hey man, don't count it out. Don't think it's done just yet. There's still some hope. So with that, you know, has he done enough? Would you bring him back?
Yeah.
Chat, y'all can let us know as well, man.
Yeah. And it comes down to the thing that we've been talking about this whole time. Whenever he brought up wanting to be a Steeler for the rest of his career back in the off season, it just comes down to price tag. 5-6 mil, 100%. Anything more than that feels a little bit more dicey. I guess could we go up to 7? Yeah, but I don't want double digits. No, I think 9 to double digits feels like too much, especially when you have Ahkello Witherspoon's play.
Mm-hmm. And he's another guy that we're going to have to talk about, not today, but down the line, because he also is unrestricted as well.
Here's the other guys in free agency too, like you'd have to consider. Like I don't know what the market is. Mm-hmm. You know, Stephon Gilmore, Kyle Fuller, Chris Harris, slot guy. Patrick Peterson, like
all those guys you're naming, though, outside of Pat P, are probably going to be double-digit guys.
I was going to say,
yeah,
like Patrick Peterson's interesting to me, just because could you bring him in for $5 million as opposed to Joe Haden wants $10 million on the open market? What's more valuable to us? You say that though, if we bring back Peterson for $5 and we can keep Witherspoon.
My question to you is, why would Pat P take less than Joe Haden though? I mean, you're talking career-wise, Pat P is the better corner. It's not close.
He is.
Pat P, future, probably first ballot Hall of Famer.
Feels like his not close, bro. I feel like his stock's a little down right now. No.
He just played in Minnesota. It was quiet.
Stock's a little down.
Is Joe Haden stock down?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. 5-6 mil makes sense.
Yeah, I was just like,
I don't know if another team's going to pay him based off the name, though.
Well, even if we're going off the name, like, I like this scenario. I just don't see where we would get Pat P for cheap. That's all I'm saying. When you said Pat P, I'm like, nah, bro. Pat P ain't coming for cheap. Like, no, not Pat. No.
Bryce Callahan, Jason Verrett, Kevin King. No, we can't have him. Xavier Rhodes, Darius Williams, Jimmy Smith is out there. Ward from KC, he might get a decent amount. J.C. Jackson now.
Now you feeling him a little more?
He's pretty good. Oh, he's a free agent. He's a free agent now.
He's pretty good.
He's a free agent. Steven Nelson.
I kind of like. Oh, I thought he was bad. I thought we
I'd
upgraded.
Bring Steven Nelson back.
We upgraded. We said we upgraded already.
I'd bring him back for more than Joe, actually.
I thought we already upgraded when we made the switch this offseason, man.
Maybe to Ahkello.
Yeah, so we're good. We don't need to go back. We got Ahkello.
I thought it was always even with Nelson and Joe. That's just the decision we made. Joe's older now. Steven, he's going to be 29.
I don't think he's 30 yet.
Going to be 29. So it all depends on the market.
I'm not going to lie.
That's my point. 5 or 6 million makes sense to me, though. For that, yes.
But of the names you named, do any of those guys outside of Gilmore, do any of those guys make they make sense to you in the sense of, you know what?
JC or Steven Nelson,
cost
yes.
and talent. Steven Nelson, yes, but then I just say fit because we saw how it ended.
Probably won't happen.
Yeah, and if you're Steven, why
JC
would
Jackson
you?
for sure, though. JC Jackson. Okay. Maybe even Ward.
Ward is the interesting one because Ward comes off to me kind of like Steven Nelson when we got him.
Yeah.
In terms of good, but you still got your question marks around them. How good can they be? That's definitely interesting, man.
Like, I would pay them more than Joe Haden.
Because now,
when you're right, even Stephon Gilmore, I'd pay him a little more too.
Now, when I look in the chat, a lot of people, they're not as eager to bring back Joe Haden because they're talking about, number one, the money part of it. I saw where Caleb Cole was like, not for 11 mil.
Right.
Colton brings up the age part of it as well. A lot of people are bringing up Joe in terms of just being a little bit older and he's slowing down. We have seen him lose a step. And we know at that position, man, when you start to lose a step, it shows. Like, it makes you have to be perfect in every other part of your game. And yeah, I mean, when you play long enough, it happens. It happens. And we were starting to see that a little bit more, man. It looks like AJ Martinez giving him appreciation. 23 is awesome, but we are moving on. And, you know, I love Joe. Joe's my dude, man. Love Joe. Draft mate and everything, man. But that is a part of it.
Where are you
now,
at?
man.
Yeah. Where are you at? Because you were kind of talking about the extension in the offseason a little bit.
Yeah,
you were feeling it that way.
Man, like, the number has to be, I don't want to pay him no more than 6, honestly. 6 is because I love him. I really, like, because if his name isn't Joe Haden,
right,
and this is just XX blank coming from whatever team, and that was his take, we're going to say 3 to 5 max.
Was he that much better than Cam Sutton this year?
You see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's going to be the conversation we're having. And that's the part of me where I'm like, if that's where we're going, I don't want to necessarily pay that just because of this relationship. Like, I would much rather go elsewhere. I would much rather get a JC Jackson. I would much rather spend a little more and get
guy in their prime.
High end. Yeah, like, I would much rather go that route than for the sake of storybook ending, for the sake of, hey, we want to have you finish your season out the right way or your career out the right way. That's kind of where I fall with that. And that's the business side versus the personal side of it. Because personally, yeah, bring him back. Love him. Like, it's Joe. It's no discussion about it. But when you're just saying business and how to construct the roster, we talk about having extra cap space. Well, I don't want to improperly use that extra cap space because of decisions like that, though, if that makes sense.
Oh, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah. So that's the part for me where I'm just like, whew, I'm kind of ready to turn. I want to, if we're going to spend the money, and that, because that's what it's going to come down to, spending some money. If we're going to spend some money, I would much rather spend it on a higher end, younger guy. If we got to go that route.
Where do you have Levi Wallace? He's unrestricted this year.
Levi is really good, but I don't view him as cornerback 1. Like, what we're talking about for Joe replacement, I need a cornerback 1.
JC Jackson's the name then.
Yeah, like JC Jackson, I like him the most, but I think he's also going to cost the most out of this group because of his age, because of the productivity.
Yeah, he's probably top of the market, I would say.
All right. Whereas, like, Gilmore's intriguing because I think we can get Gilmore at a little bit
Eli
more
Apple
cost. I'm not an Eli guy.
The resurgence in
Cincy. You know I'm still hot about that. Yeah, man. Your boy gave him confidence.
Hardy Burns unrestricted.
Oh Lord, come on, man. Stop that, man.
It looks like it's JC though, I'd say.
Yeah, I like JC. I even think you could. I think you could get Gilmore for a reasonable deal. Also, just because
you're like coming 8 or 9.
Yeah, you're coming off of the injury. He did have some positive plays down there in Carolina, so I do think you could potentially get him for, like I said, 8, 9, that range where it's not breaking the bank, but you know he's an elite talent and he's gonna have something to prove because he wants to get a new deal as well. So, like,
you're thinking that's 1 year then?
Yeah, that's all I want for right now. Because
combine him with Witherspoon.
Yeah, because also with Gilmore is getting up there in years now. He's about to be close to 30. He's not 30 just yet, but he's got to be close to it.
Oh, he's 31.
Oh man, I thought he left early because we had our year together in Buffalo, but I thought he left college a year earlier than that. So yeah,
he did decent down in Carolina though.
Yeah,
it wasn't like he's lost it all. So yeah,
and like I said,
getting him back would be worthwhile.
And this is the first year coming back from an injury, right? So, yeah,
I think we're on the same page with this one then.
Yeah,